Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you. So today we are in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter name is Devotional Service, Bhakti Yoga, which is the ultimate goal to achieve bhakti to Krishna. So before this we already understood what is Krishna's position, what is Arjuna's position, meaning who is Krishna and what is our relationship with Krishna. That is very clear. And we saw Vishwarupam also, universal form, in the last session. So now everything is clear. And when we go to Krishna, always, generally, our mood is that we ask something what we like, whatever it may be. We pray, Krishna, tumba kashta ide. Krishna, give me this, give me that. Or it may be sometime in spiritual, Krishna, give me your service to me. So we are always requesting Krishna. Okay. Now the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is an opportunity to hear from Krishna what he wants, what he likes us to be, what he wants us to be. How can we become dear to Krishna? That we can understand in this chapter. That is the speciality of this chapter. So Arjuna is going to ask question, that way this chapter will begin. So the last chapter I need not too much explain. It's about the universal form. Krishna showing universal form, Arjuna seeing, Sanjaya explaining, Arjuna explaining. Arjuna's bhava changing, that we discussed. How from the Sakhya bhava to Dasya bhava. And how the bhakti is actually only way to see Krishna, to see God. Love is the only way to see God. Sometimes back I had given this example. Again, just to recall, what is actually this means? Because God is person. Supreme person is not like person like us. Is a transcendental personality, supreme personality. But he has the features of person. Person means he has emotions. We have emotions because Lord has emotions. We have something which is we are liking. That nature is coming from God. We all are parts of God. So all the features what we have is actually coming from God. Because we are parts of God. So now, let us say one example. You have an application to the Prime Minister of our country that one road has to be get it done under Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana. Road has to be done. You make an application and you use all the influence and you want it to be fast. And you try to seek an appointment from the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister's office will say, what is the reason you want to meet the Prime Minister? Then you say, actually, I am such and such. I am a very influential person. I worked for Prime Minister's campaign. Okay, all right. What do you want from Prime Minister? You say that there's some road has to be completed. The PMO will say, we will get back to you. Give us some time. And they go and say such and such person has called and this has happened. And then they know how to handle this. PM says, let them submit to the secretary and we will make a call to the transport department. It will be done. Tell them it is done. That's all. You will not get a personal meeting with the Prime Minister, isn't it? Your work will be done. But you may not be able to meet the Prime Minister for this purpose. But you are carrying something which is very liked by the Prime Minister. When they ask, actually, I want to meet Prime Minister because he likes this kind of painting. From last 2 years I worked on this. I just want to present this to him personally. Then they go and tell the Prime Minister, someone, you are talking about this and someone has made this painting, you want to come and present to you. Maybe Prime Minister may give personal time. Okay, come and present. Now he will not tell, send it to the arts department because you have done it for him, isn't it? Now he gives a personal appointment to you because it is, you have very close relationship with him. That is why. Like Prime Minister's mother or brother, somebody calls. Now she is no more, but Prime Minister used to go suddenly. Mother's birthday, his birthday. He would not say, no, I'll tell our MHRD department, they will go and attend to my mother for her birthday and wish her and arrange everything. No, he has to go personally for this. So what is touching a person is personal relationship. So when we go with our demands, requirements, material requirements to God, God will attend to that. God is happy that you have come. Where did he say in the Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, verse number 15 or 16, verse number 16, he said, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jananam sukritino Arjuna. There are 4 kinds of people who are good people, sukritina, pious people. Artho artharti jnani jijnasu cha bharatarshapha. There are 4 kinds of people who come to me. They all are good people, pious people, Krishna said. Artho, one who is in distress. Artharti, one who want of material things. Jnani, who is in a knowledge. Or jijnasu, who is inquisitive to know the things. All these 4 class of people, good people, they will come to me. Since we come under this category, when we go to Krishna and ask something, either we are artho, distressed, or artharti, want material things, Krishna is happy because instead of not coming, instead of becoming inimical to God, God is not there, instead of saying that you have gone to Him. So He is happy about it. So, but you may not, for that God has set up whole powers, His energies. There is Durga Devi, there are Devtas, there are so many systems. So they will sanction what you need. It's done. Work is done. But can you enter to the planet of God, the spiritual abode of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan? No. For that you have to develop bhakti, love, personal relationship with God. That is bhakti. That is why we say bhakti is much higher than all these things, where you develop love for God. The purpose of all these things is developing love for God. So this is the understanding. So this chapter is Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. Let us see what Arjuna is asking. So this chapter is divided as shown in your this thing. Arjuna's inquiry, who is better? Personally worshipping the Lord or impersonalist? Then Lord explains what is the difference between personal and impersonalist and supremacy of Krishna Bhakti. Then Krishna explains the stages of Bhakti, different levels. And the last section is qualities that endear one to Lord Krishna. which makes Krishna very happy. Those qualities are explained. Now let us go by the first verse. Please chant this verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Arjuna Uvacha. Evam Satata Yuktaye. Bhaktastvam Paryupasate. Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam. Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamah. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Maya Vishya Manoye Mam. Nitya Yukta Upasate. Shraddhaya Parayopetas. Te me Yukta Tamamatah. So the first section is Arjuna's question. Arjuna inquired, which is considered to be the most perfect? Those who are properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? Who worship you as a personality of Godhead, or those who worship a Prabha, God has no form, some light or no form. Nirguna Nirakar Brahman. Aksharam Avyaktam. Which one? Bhaktastu Tvam Paryupasati. Somebody is doing Upasate of you, or somebody is after Akshara Avyakta. Which is better? So Krishna answers in the next section. So Maya Vesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas Te Me Yukta Tamo Mataha. Krishna is directly answering. The Lord said, he whose mind is fixed in my personal form, always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, is considered by me to be most perfect. There are three aspects. Who fix their minds on my personal form. One is fixed his mind on Krishna's beautiful transcendental form. Always engaged in worshipping Krishna. Always engaged. Worshipping means not only doing arti. Worshipping means thinking of Krishna is also worshipping. Glorifying Krishna is also worshipping. Rendering seva to Krishna is also worshipping. There are different way of worshipping Krishna. So anybody is having Krishna prasadam is also worshipping Krishna. Anywhere you are showing any awe and reverence, respect, gratitude to Lord is worship. So always engage in worshipping me. Worshipping me with the great and transcendental faith. That person is dear to me. That person is most perfect person. Yukta Tama. Yuktaha, Yuktataraha, Yukta Tamaha. In Sanskrit, there is Yukta Tamaha is a superlative degree. Yuktatara is little less. Is good, better, best. So like that. Yuktatamaha, which is Yuktatamaha, Krishna is saying, which is the most perfect. That's why Prabhupada has translated here as a most perfect, because it is superlative degree. So one who is worshipping me. Why is it so? He can understand in the next verse. Please repeat after. Ye tvaksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam achintyam cha kotastham achalam dhruvam sanyamyendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite ratah. Now, Lord is saying, but those who fully worship the unmanifested, avyaktam, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the avyakta, which is not visible, which is all pervading, inconceivable, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth. By controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. Finally they will get me. So the Krishna's realization, the God's ultimate truth realization happens in 3 levels. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. There's a form for the Lord. Okay. So the example given is like this: sun rays, sunlight and sun planet. When you open the windows in the morning, the sunlight comes inside your home. You may say, see, sun has come inside our home. Because sunlight is part of the sun. Sun has entered your home. That is also sun only. But is it a really sun? No, it's a sunlight. The first level of understanding, light. So next level of understanding is, you look at the sun globe. You see there is some object which is round in shape. So there is a shape to it. From there this light is coming. That is Paramatma realization, can be compared. Next, a person who is more advanced will understand what is that sun planet, how far is it, how big is it, what happens in the sun planet, can I go to sun planet, can I live there? So he has more details and information, how to live there, how to go there. That is Bhagavan realization. Vadanti tattattva vidastattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti shabdhyate, told in the Srimad Bhagavata Purana. That tattva, advaya tattva, is understood in 3 realizations. Brahman, that is actually Krishna's body, the Prabha of Krishna's body, that is called Brahman, the light. Not everybody can see Krishna. They can only see the light. That is why many times many religions like Islam will talk about light only. They do not have the realization beyond light. So that is only first level of realization. Then Paramatma realization. The God seated in our heart as Paramatma. King Dhruva could see Paramatma in his heart. Narada Rishi, while doing meditation, could see Paramatma in his heart. The Lord is seated in your heart, but you are not able to see that because we are not realized the Paramatma. The Lord is seated in our heart. Each one of our heart. Not only our heart, even the heart of beasts, reptiles and trees and all the living beings. It's a Paramatma who enables one to live in this world. That is the next level of realization, localized aspect of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When somebody advances in bhakti by devotion, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. In the 18th chapter, 55th verse, Krishna says, where you can understand God only by bhakti, he says. So at that stage, when one develops love for God, Lord reveals himself to his bhaktas. There is a loving exchange with the God. Like Devaki and Vasudeva, Yashoda and Nanda. They're exchanging, loving exchange with God. Radha and Krishna, Gopalakas with Krishna. All Ayodhya Vasis with Ramachandra. They're exchanging love with Lord. That is the next level, Bhagavan realization of God. That's why Krishna is called in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Vacha. That Lord is present there. The highest realization of the absolute truth. Therefore, Krishna is telling here, those who go to take this path, avyaktam paryupasate, first they actually worship Krishna as the impersonal, then they slowly advance, then they understand that impersonal is also coming from a prabha, the light is coming from the body of the Lord, then they understand the Paramatma seated in the heart, then they slowly realize that Paramatma is originally none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like this, at last, Krishna says, at last they achieve me. That is why you see in our dharma, we worship the form of the Lord. It is incorrect understanding to say some form we are worshipping for concentration. When we advance, that form is not required. Then why you worship only Vishnu form? You can worship a tree also, you can worship a stone also. That is how then people get deviated from all these things. What is this form? This form today I am not able to see and realize Krishna's form, isn't it? We are not able to see. Krishna is there in our heart, we are not able to see. So Lord, Krishna or Vishnu or Lord is very merciful. Karuna. The mercy of Krishna, he comes in the form in which we can see him. That is called Archa Avatara of the Lord. What is Archa Avatara? Vigraha in the temple. The deity in the temple. That's why we call it as a deity in the temple. Vigraha. Last time I explained you difference between statue and deity. So the Lord appears to our eyes. Now to come to our eyes, not that everybody, you cannot create the form however they want. There should be a Shastra, Shilpa Shastra. Those who carve the deities, they should come from that family who have learned Shilpa Shastra. Scriptural rules are there. If the face is this big, hand should be this big. Tribhangi, the Lord is bent in 3 places, means how to carve the Tribhangi Lord. If you hear the recent interview of the sculptor who sculpted Ram Lalla, he says something, it's a magical, how he sculpted the eyes. To actually carve the eyes, they use the golden hammer, silver hammer and golden chisels. And it is made at the right muhurta. There is a muhurta for this, when it is to be done. Not everybody for the business purpose make something in a factory and some plastic. This and all is not allowed to worship. Showcase piece we can keep. Worshipping purpose, there is a proper Shilpa Shastra, how the Lord has to be made. There are the 8 elements in which the deity can be made. Like metal, water, sand, painting, wood. So mind, there are 8 different elements in which the deities can be, Lord's form can be assumed. Once it is formed, then there is a process of installing the deity. It's called Prana Pratishta. That is also another ceremony in the Vedic culture. There are so many processes the deity will go through. First the purification process. If there is something which person who carved the deity, we have to call him and say that all the rina for the you have carved, you disowned the deity now. You have handed over to the temple. There is a process for that. After that, if there are any impurities in the materials which are made for that, there is a process to purify that. After that, inviting all the devatas to come and reside in the body of Vishnu, if it is Vishnu or Vishnu Prana Pratishtha. Because it is explained in the Shastras, the devatas reside in the body of Vishnu. That's a part of Prana Pratishtha. Then the deity will go through certain purification process called Pushpa Adhivasa, Jala Adhivasa, Taila Adhivasa. The Lord's deity is kept in water for X number of days, X number of muhurtas, then under the flower, then under the oil. There is a process like this. Then inviting the Lord to come and reside, there is a process for that. By doing all these things, then it is no more a piece of metal. Lord is personally present there. It is not some assumed form. It is a form of the Lord Himself. The Lord Himself. It is not like if we take a water, put it in a jug, the water takes the shape of the jug. If you put it in a cup, it takes the shape of cup. Like that, God comes and fills inside that. No, that element becomes God Himself. That is why in the temple we have to worship with Him with the utmost care and attention. We do sankalpa. Like in our ISKCON temples, there is a process. We do sankalpa when we install the deities. We do at least 6 times of Naivedya and 6 aratis to you, like that. That is our Guru Prabhupada has told. In a day, we have to offer 6 times Naivedya, 6 times arati. Minimum, more than. In our temple, we do 7 times. That cannot be missed. That must be done. That's a sankalpa we take. Those who take sankalpa to do this, at the cost of their life, they should do that. Not running away from that. Because Lord has personally come for you, for your sake, to receive seva from you. So this is the understanding of a temple. This is the difference between temple and other communities, prayer halls. That's a place of worship. There is place of prayer hall. They can pray anywhere. But the temple is the home or palace of the Lord. There's a difference. Great difference. That's why Sanatana Dharma is like a PhD for them. It's very higher understanding of spiritual reality. We invite the Lord personally present. There are so many stories, historical incidences. Lord proved that He is there. Very best example is right here in Udupi. The Lord turned towards Kanaka Dasa. Even today, if you go to Udupi, how do you take darshan? Through Kanakana Kindi, isn't it? We bend and see in the window. That side is closed. And Lord is towards the west. No temples, Lord will turn towards west. Lord should be faced either to north or east. They're west. Why? Because Kanakadasa was not allowed. Great devotee. He was singing from behind. Lord turned and gave him darshan. Array, if it is some stone, how we can turn? There is one great temple in near Jagannath Puri in Orissa. That's called Sakshi Gopal temple. Very nice story. Some other time I will tell you. This Gopal has come from Vrindavan walking to witness. This is a history. How the Lord came walking to bear witness for one devotee's word. That Gopal. That's called, his name is called Sakshi Gopal. When you go to Jagannath Puri trip, pilgrimage, you will visit that place called Sakshi Gopal Mandir. So Lord's deity has been worshipped there. Many kings have worshipped that deity from the past few centuries. So the Lord is personally present in the temple. It is not some stone, or it is not some wood, or it's not some metal. So this is first Paryupasate, what Krishna is saying. Mai aveshya mano ye mam nitya yukta upasate Shraddhaya parayopetas te me yukta tamamataha. Those who worship Krishna in this great and transcendental faith, the personality of Godhead, He is the most perfect. So Krishna is saying. On the other hand, those who undergo a process of worshipping the impersonal system, at last they will achieve me. And Krishna gives one caution also for them. What is that caution? Let us chant the next verse. Please repeat after me. 5th verse. Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gathir dukkham dehavabdir avapyate. What is he saying? Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham. Tesham means for them. Kleshaha adhikataraha. There is more troublesome for them. Whom? Avyakta sakta chetasam. For those whose minds are attached to unmanifested impersonal features of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So Krishna is giving this caution. So that it's very difficult for them to advance. Therefore, one should worship the personality of Godhead in the form of the Lord. That is why even Shankaracharya, though he spoke about Nirvikalpa Nirakara, he asked his followers to worship the Lord in the form of deities. He established temples. He established Prana Pratishtha process. He followed Vedic process. Panchadevata worship he established. So, Prabhupada gave this analogy to understand how the Lord is actually non-different from the personality of Godhead in the spiritual world. Prabhupada gave this analogy of a post box. Now, unfortunately, we don't get to see this because we are in the era of internet. In our younger days, we have seen this post box. We have to write some letter and post. Red color box is put up by the postal department in different locations. If you put it there, they'll open and deliver to the address which is written in that post. Now, red color box, if you put your letter and write address, that is not just ordinary red color box. This box is representing the postal department. If you put there, it will reach the destination. Is it not? Like that, the deity in the temple is actually directly the Lord. When you offer food to the Lord, to the deity, it is reaching to the personality of Godhead. Same way, somebody, for purpose of cheating, if they keep some red box and you go and put letter in that, will it reach there? No, it should be authorized. It should be authorized red color postal box, then only it will reach. So likewise, the deity has to be installed with the authorized process, by the authorized representation. It's in the form of deity. Okay. Then Krishna says, after saying this is very difficult process, in the 6 and 7, for one who worships me, yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. Who does upasate? Worships me. One who worships me, giving up all his activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Bhavami nachirat partha maya vishita chetasam teshu aham samudhartha mrityu samsara sagarat. So I'll deliver that person from the mrityu samsara sagarat who worships me personally. That is why Krishna consciousness movement is trying to give this knowledge of worshipping Krishna and becoming devotee of Krishna, so that we can all come out of the Mrityu Samsara Sagara. We can achieve blissful life. Okay. Now the next section, Krishna explains the 4 stages. This also can be called as Bhakti ladder. Earlier we spoke about Yoga ladder. This is a Bhakti ladder. So different steps. This is highest, Krishna will say. If that is not possible, this, that possible, not this, this. He will explain different processes. Now let us attentively study these 4 levels in the progressive stage of Bhakti. Okay. Let us see. 12.8. Please chant. Mayyeva mana adhasva Mayi buddhim niveshaya Nivashishyasi mayyeva Atavurdham na samshayaha. Just fix your mind upon me. What you should do? You should fix your mind upon Krishna. Mind should not go anywhere else. That's the most difficult task, isn't it? Now we started class from last half an hour. Already mind has gone to so many places and come back. Isn't it? Very difficult to fix the mind. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. And engage all your intelligence to me. Intelligence in me. Your buddhi also, nivashishyasi. You should focus on Krishna. Your mind, you should focus on Krishna. Thus you will live in Krishna always, without a doubt. Manadastva buddhim niveshaya. You should do this mind and intelligence. You should fix on God, on Krishna. Now you may say, how can I do that? My mind is not under my control. What to do? Then he says, please repeat. Atachittham samadhatum nashaknoshi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichchaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, if you are not able to do that, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, you will develop desire to attain me. Abhyasa Yogena. If you do that, Mam Ichchaptum Dhananjaya. You will develop desire to get Krishna. That is called Sadhana Bhakti. We follow rules and regulations of the devotional service. Devotional service is not some sentimental process. Devotional service is a practical process. Doing service to Krishna, offering food to Krishna, cooking for Krishna, decorating Krishna, cleaning Krishna's temple, getting up early in the morning, following do's and don'ts, chanting Krishna's holy name, reading the scriptures and message, the grantha given by the Lord, reciting the prayers to the Lord. This way, one has to follow regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. If we do that, we develop taste for Krishna. Initially, it may look bitter. Srila Prabhupada gave the example of jaundice patient. The jaundice patient, for them, the sugar cane juice is very bitter because of their disease. They say, no, sugar cane, I am not able to taste it. It's not good. But it is said, the medicine for jaundice is to drink sugar cane juice. Though it is not tasty, you should continue to drink. The patient should drink because it will cure. One day you will feel the sugar cane juice is sweet. Actually, sugar cane juice is sweet only. In the diseased condition, we are not able to perceive the sweetness of the juice. Like that, the devotion to Krishna, bhakti to Krishna is sweet only. Chanting Krishna's holy name is very sweet. But in our diseased condition, we are feeling it boring. We are feeling it burdensome. We are feeling it, okay, what to do? I have committed. I have taken ashraya, commitment. What to do? I have to chant like this. What is the medicine for this? You should continue to do. You will develop abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. By doing this, you will develop desire to attain me. You see. So, if you are not in the first level, we are in the second level, isn't it? We are at least doing regulations of the bhakti yoga. But we have to achieve better and better following of the regulations of bhakti yoga. Today I may be following 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. I have to increase my sadhana bhakti to advance in the spiritual life. Okay, now somebody is not ready to do that also. If you cannot practice the regulations of bhakti yoga, Krishna is very liberal. Then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. Because you are not able to fix the mind in Krishna, you are not able to follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga, then what to do? Anyway, you work something, you keep doing something, you do something for me. Do some work. Practical devotional service is doing work for Krishna. Constructing temple for Krishna, you can help in that. Or your work is translated as a money at the end of the month, salary. That you can give it to Krishna, how much is possible. This is all called working for Krishna. Prabhupada explains that, you see. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulator principle of bhakti yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization and labor. Just as in business one requires place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, some organizations to expand. So same is required in the service of Krishna. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness. Or if he can help with the publications, there are various fields of activity. One should be interested in such activities. You will come across sometimes some people. You tell them, think of Krishna. It is impossible. Their mind cannot be. Then you tell them, you follow some rules, regulations told in Bhagavad Gita. They say, no, this and all I cannot do. Now what you can do, at least you can engage them in the service of the Lord. That they will do. You tell them, come here. We have to shift some items. They will come. Can you please get your vehicles? We have to shift some rice from there to here. They will come. So they have to work for Krishna. So unknowingly what they are doing? They are doing they are in the third level. They are working for Krishna. So that at least one should do. Okay. Next Krishna says, if however you are unable to work in this consciousness, then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated. Now you say, I cannot work for Krishna, but I will help some poor people. That is next level. I will do something. I will do some environment. I will plant some trees. Instead of enjoying the hard labor of yours for your own selfish enjoyment, you give up. Not be attached to the results of your activity. That comes as a next level. If you cannot take this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. If that is also not possible, at least try to understand what is the truth. When you see some disparities in this world, somebody is enjoying, somebody is suffering. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor. you should think, why is it so? I want to know what is the truth behind all this. Is God so unfair to everybody? How can God so be unfair, doing injustice to good people, if at all there is God? Like this knowledge, somebody can try to acquire knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is a meditation. At least do some meditation, focus your mind on something. And better than the meditation is renunciation, the fruits of action, for which renunciation can, by one can attain the peace of mind. Actually, we become happy by not by holding on. We become happy by giving up. The example is example of the monkey. To catch monkeys, there is a process. You know that? They make it in the farm, tender coconut. They cut the tender coconut. Small hole they make. Monkeys come and pluck the tender coconut, drink, and they're very mischievous. Monkeys are very troublesome. And inside the tender coconut, they'll put some groundnuts, kadlekai. Monkey likes kadlekai very much. And the monkey, the ignorant monkey, puts his hand, can go inside. It puts hand inside, gets the channa, the groundnut. So happy. It holds that, tries to remove. What is happening? It's not coming. He is not ready to leave. If he leaves, the hand comes out. And he is holding. Now the hunter, the monkey hunter, chase the monkey. Otherwise it's difficult to catch the monkey. It can jump and go away. Now one hand stuck to the coconut. It cannot climb, it falls down. Then a man will go and catch the monkey. What was the solution for monkey? Give up. If you hold on, you will suffer. In our lives also, you have to forgive, forget, leave, move on, not to hold on to the past. That is one lesson. Not to hold on to our fruits of I worked hard, it's my money, it's my wealth and my property. How long we live in this world? Why one should, at what cost you should actually fight with anybody for property and money? You should give up. So one should be, that's what Krishna is saying, by renunciation one can attain peace of mind. At least you'll have peace of mind. So peace of mind is more costlier than money. So you give up that and be peaceful. With the peacefulness, then slowly you'll climb the ladder. Peace of mind, you can do meditation. By that you will acquire knowledge. From that you'll work for Krishna. From there you will do the work, bhakti yoga. Then you'll be able to fix mind on Krishna. So Krishna is giving these 4 steps like this very nicely. 12.8, 9, 10, 11 and last is 12. Mind is fixed in Krishna. Then follow regulative principles. Then work for Krishna. Then renunciation, cultivation, knowledge and meditation. Lowest stage to the highest stage, progressive stage of devotion. Verse number 8 to 12. Okay. Now we will go to last section, important section, which I told you in the beginning of the session. Now Krishna will explain how you can become dear to the Lord. It's a test. Now we should know what is the expectation of the highest devotion. I am great. Sometimes I think I am a great devotee of Krishna. No, I am a good devotee of Krishna. Like that, I define myself. So if I think like that, I should read this verse number 13 to 20th to check whether I am good devotee of Krishna. Am I fall under this category or not? So let us chant this verse number 13. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadhukka sukakshami santushtaha satatam yogi yatatma dhridanishchayaha Mai arpita mano buddhihi Yo mad bhaktaha same priyaha. One who is not envious but who is kind friend of all the living entities. Not only kind friend of human beings. There are people suggest human right organization. Fight for the welfare of all the human beings. There are some animal right organizations. They'll for the right of animals. Some protect the dogs, some protect the cats. So like this, many organizations are there. One very hypocritical thing people do in the name of welfare is, there is a big protest. Dogs in the city should not be killed. The dog welfare, they are very much attached to dogs. Anybody criticize the dogs, they become very angry. They love dogs so much. Dogs should be taken care. So they make a public sign, a petition. All the dogs in the city should be given a proper shelter by the government. Dogs should be fed nicely. Then they go, some 100 people go walking. Dogs should be protected. Dogs should be protected. They all go protest, give the application to the DC, in the minister, and come back and open Zomato, order chicken biryani. Dog should be protected, but chicken should be killed and eaten. What is this philosophy? So, the welfare of all the living entities, one should be not envious but kind friend of all the living entities. It may be an ant, it may be a dog, it may be a serpent, it may be an elephant, anything. What to talk about human beings? Definitely. Who does not think himself as a proprietor, who is free from the false ego, ahankara, equal both in happiness and distress. He should be equal. Who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with the determination, whose mind and intelligence are agreement with Krishna. He is very dear to Krishna. He is very dear to me. So first proposal of Krishna. How to become dear to Krishna. Further, please repeat. 15th. Yasmano dvijate loko, loka no dvijate chayaha, harsha marsha bhayodvegair, mukto yaha sachame priyaha. He for whom no one is put into difficulty, who is not disturbed by the anxiety, who study in happiness and distress, is very dear to me. Example like Bhakta Prahlada. 16th. Please repeat. Anapekshaha shuchirdhaksha udasino gatavyataha sarvarambha parityagi yo madbhaktaha same priyaha. A devotee who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, who does not strive for some result, is very dear to me. Next verse. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, Bhaktiman yah same priyaha. One who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments nor desires, laments for the past nor desires, hankers for the material things. We are talking material things. Not for we are. It's not that we should become lazy, huh? A drunkard state, neither laments nor desires. And somebody is nicely drunken. Not that state of ignorance. With the knowledge that whatever happened in the past, I have no control. Whatever happened, going to happen in the future, that also I don't have control. I have to do my duty. That is a consciousness. With a completely fixed and doing all possible efforts as to accomplish our duty, not to become lazy. Okay, in that state, one should not lament nor desire. Who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things is very dear to me. Ashubha parityagi is very easy to understand. One should not be interested in doing ashubha things, inauspicious things. What is shubha also? Krishna is saying auspiciousness also you should give up, is it? Meaning, one should not follow certain things for the purpose of following. That is called niyamagraha. Last year, I think, in the next month, in the month of Kartika, the scripture says, on the Kartika month, if you offer Tuppada Deepa, ghee lamp offering to the Lord, every day, you'll get samsara vimukta. You'll get liberated from all the miseries of material world. You'll become very happy in your life. You'll get Krishna in your life if you do ghee lamp offering in the Kartika. So one day I found a person. Our temple, we celebrate that. Every day people come and offer ghee lamp. One day I found a young man. He has come to temple by seeing some boards, some lights. He is seeing everything. I saw him also doing little kirtan and all those things. And I said, you can now go and offer the lamp to the Lord. Everybody was going and offering the lamp. He said, no, I cannot offer the lamp. I said, why? Anybody can offer. You're not going inside the altar. From outside you're doing. You can do. No, actually, I'm wearing pants. With the pants, I cannot offer the deepa to the Lord. That is, in one way, right. Because we say every traditional dress should be worn. You should be clean. You should have taken bath. Now you have choice in front of you. You will miss the opportunity of offering ghee lamp to the Lord in the name of the rule that in the pants I should not offer. And the temple is allowing to do that. So he has given up the shubha, which was opportunity was there to offer the ghee lamp in the name of following the rules. Sometimes in the name of following the rules, we miss something. So we should be, when it comes to the subject of Krishna's service, there is no Shubha and Ashubha. Everything is Shubha in front of the Lord. This is the mistake Yudhishthira did. Krishna said, now you tell Ashwatthama is dead. Oh no, I am a Satyavan. How can I tell this Ashubha? Inauspicious to tell. Lie. Are Krishna is telling. Dharmanta Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. He is the one who defined what is truth, what is false. That person is telling, tell this. And he is not ready to tell. So this is the understanding. Like if you turn back and see, there is a board, you see, admission restricted. You see that? Admission restricted. Now I go inside there, I will call you. I am inside, can you please come? You tell, no, I can't come. Admission restricted. I tell, Arey Baba, I only have put that board. I am only telling you, come inside. Now that rules does not apply to you, because who is calling you? You yourself going inside is restricted. But person who made the rule, he is calling you. You should not be stopping yourself, is it not? So who is Krishna? Who is creator of the dharma? Dharmanto sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Bhagavan, Bhagavanta, Lord has given this dharma, it is said in the scriptures. And that Lord is saying, now the dharma for you to Yudhishthira, you are a dharma raja. Your dharma is to finish all Kauravas. Now hence you should tell the Ashwatthama is dead. You should tell, he did not say. That is not very pleasing to the Lord. What is pleasing to the Lord is irrespective of. Another example is Gopikas. Krishna acted one day, I got headache. Then devotees asked, what to do? What to do? Krishna has got headache. Then Krishna said, actually I need some dust from the feet of my devotee on my head, then my headache will go. So Narada Rishi went to Brahmanas. Brahmanas are considered one of the great devotees of the Lord. Can you please give little dust for what? Krishna said, Krishna is feeling headache. Om Shantam Papam. How can we put our dust to Krishna? Said, we will go to hell. They did not give. Then Narada Muni went to Rishis, sages. Can you please give? You have done so much of austerity. Can you give a little dust? Krishna is feeling headache. They said, what are you talking? Our fear. We are supposed to take Krishna's dust from Krishna's feet. You are asking my feet to Krishna's head? No, we cannot give. It's not correct. Then Narada Rishi went to Gopikas in Vrindavan and said, Krishna is feeling headache, he wants dust from your feet. Gopika said, please take. How much you want, you take. Let us go to hell or whatever, it doesn't matter. Krishna's headache should be stopped. Krishna's headache will stop, no. For that we are ready to do anything. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the worship of the gopis in Vrindavana is the highest worship of Krishna. They disregarded their interest. Their only interest is Krishna's interest. They are ready to go to hell or heaven. That's what Prabhupada said. Devotee should be like, either I go to hell, heaven does not matter. I only want your service. That's the highest surrenderance to the Lord. So, Shubha Shubha Parityagi means, when it comes to the point of devotional service to Krishna, sometimes apparently something is Ashubha or Shubha, so you should be ready to give up. Such a person who is beyond all these things and serves Krishna is very dear to Krishna. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy. Who is always free from contamination, always silent. Silent means not that not talking. Silent means not talking nonsense, unwanted things, which is not going to help us in any way. That one should not. Satisfied with anything, whatever comes by its own accord, we take. In the 4th chapter, verse number 22, Yadrichalabha santushto, it is said, whatever comes by its own accord, we should take. Like in the evening, you will take prasadam plate, you will get prasadam. You should be happy with your plate, you should not look at others' plate. Oh, he got laddu, I did not get. He got full laddu, I got only half laddu. Our tendency is first when we take plate, we see others' plates, what they have got. That's why in our life we become unhappy most of the time. Not because we don't have something. We don't have something what others have. So, you should learn, Krishna is saying, satisfied with whatever comes on. Your plate, it will come, don't worry. If you deserve to enjoy something, you need not hanker for it, it will come. It will search and come. Where you are, it will come there. You have to do only your duty. Not that you have to sleep, you should do your duty. If the lottery has come, you have to take lottery ticket at least. That will not fly in the air and come and fall on your table. Is it not? So, What has to come to you, it will come by its own accord. So, of course, lottery ticket you should not take. It's a part of gambling. I just gave the example. So, who does not care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me. Okay, last one we will chant. Here he will say, very, very dear to me. Let us see. Ye tu dharmyamrutam idam yathoktam paryupasate shaddhadhana matparama bhaktaste ativa me priyah. He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service, Yetu dharmyamrutam idam, this dharmamruta, this great path of devotional service, who completely engages himself with the faith, Shraddhadhana, making me the supreme goal, Mat Parama, Krishna is the supreme goal of life, is very, very dear to me. So this is the last verse of this chapter. Very dear, very dear, very dear, very, very dear. How to become very, very dear to Krishna is explained here. So hence, we have to follow the process of sadhana bhakti, not a emotional thing. You have to practice devotional service, practically devotional service, and then you have to increase our devotional service to achieve this platform of becoming very dear to Krishna. What is the advantage of becoming very dear to Krishna? It is just like asking, what is the advantage of going your home back? Isn't it? That is our real position. That's our real place where you're completely satisfied. That is the Lord Krishna. The Lord is your real father, real mother. So one reaching there is the ultimate goal of life. Entire Vedic culture, entire Vedic knowledge is ultimately coming to this point that one has to understand the Lord in the 15th chapter, verse number 15. We will come to that later. So entire Vedescha sarve ahameva vedyaha vedanta krite vedavit eva chaham. One has to come to the understanding that Lord Krishna is everything. Otherwise, after doing everything, if you don't get that point, it is shrama eva hi kevalam. It is simply a hard labor. Srimad Bhagavata Purana explains this very clearly. After writing all the Vedic literatures, Vedavyasa was not satisfied. Then he writes Bhagavatam to glorify Krishna. This is a central point. That is why the Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord, are the higher than all other yogis, jnanis. Because ultimately yogis, jnanis also one day have to come to the platform of Vaishnava, loving the Lord. Otherwise, they may achieve impersonal mukti, merging into the impersonal Brahman. From there, also they may again come back to the material world. Patanti adaha. So this is the reality. So now we understand what is God, isn't it? People talk about Swargaloka. Oh, your God, in the God there is a Surapana. He can drink. Oh, there is Ramba, Urvashi, there is also dancing, there is also doing. Actually, that is not we are talking about as a God. That is Swargaloka, heaven. That exists. That's heaven. So one should not be interested in a heaven. All these things will come in the next 6 chapters now. Now, till now we understood more of theory. Chapter number 13 to 18, it is more questions of Arjuna will be more applicable to our life. Krishna will explain what will happen if you go to Swargaloka, When the punya gets over, you have to again come back. This happens, that happens. What is your position? All those things Krishna will explain. Our position, our requirement. That is from chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That we are going to understand in the next classes. So, when people out of ignorance, they say this, no, Swarga. When anybody dies, they go to Swarga. May not be. Whether that person is Swarga, he has gone, or Naraka, we have gone, he cannot say also. Isn't it? We simply write Swargastaradaru like that. Who has seen? It's very difficult. Based on that person's action, he will go to that place. But Vaikuntha, or the spiritual world, is beyond Swarga, beyond this material world. That is Lord's abode. That is where one who becomes very dear to Lord only can enter that place. That is spiritual world. Okay, you have come to the end of today's